This is Solaris Nights with your host, William Double Double. The Solaris Open continues as fresh talent from across the Inner Sphere compete for a spot to take a class ranking. Produced by Donegal Broadcasting Company, the most trusted news in the Lyran Commonwealth. Now, Hunter McGregor, you've got what some might consider to be the match of a lifetime coming up.
Indeed, it is definitely the match of Hunter's lifetime. He dreamt for ages about becoming an actual Highlander, and then when they turned their backs on him, he had the Highlander persona. So this chance to make it all real is definitely the pinnacle of his life.
You know what they say, you only get one shot, one opportunity. Is there anything you want to do before, you head to the event? An event is a great word for this because it will not be a traditional match.
No, Hunter is going to completely focus on this before he...
What's your stress at right now?
I have 3 stress because I won the crab cake eating, came in second in the crab cake eating contest, and thus lowered my stress.
Yeah. And won a year's supply of crab cakes as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, we didn't mention that part.
Excellent.
Spicy crab cakes, though. They all come with that Not everyone's into it. Okay, so, yeah, you head down. So it's just, they've basically reserved the open waste arena for you today. And they set up personalized stands around the area where there's about 500 Northwind Highlanders personnel. Now, only a couple dozen of these people are actual Northwind Highlanders. Most of the rest are either contractors or employees of the Solaris recruiting business, or they are from the stables that bear the Northwind Highlander sponsorship. But it's basically every stand has been set up into 2 sections. One for if you're cheering for the Northwind Highlanders, and one for if you're cheering for Hunter McGregor. And you have no one in any of your stands. It's super conspicuous.
No one at all?
No one at all.
Wow.
I mean, did you tell any of your other employees or anybody of the other gladiators that you wanted someone to come with you to this match?
Well, I would have thought that, someone would show up to support me, or at least one of my,
Gladiator chat has been open to you, friend.
I do have a few fans out there, but yeah, no, that's fine. Hunter has a big chip on his shoulder, so this is fine with him.
Yeah, and you are in an interview, so he's brought like a studio truck out, and he's sitting at a half-size piano in like loungewear. William is playing the piano, and as he stops, he says, "And thank you all for joining me this afternoon. I just wanted to remind you all that today's charity concert was to help promote the Elemental Ideal, an organization hoping to bring elemental battle suits to the Solaris matches, and also to promote interest in my son's latest album." Yes, it's true, he's releasing a new song just like his father. We're hoping to let it go silver. Pick it up now in stores. Called Sleemow. He moves to sit down at a table across from you and says, "Hunter McGregor, I don't really know what's going on today, I have to be honest. But it seems as if you are re-winning your ability. From what I can understand, the Highlanders, should you win, which is by no means assured as they are sending their best warrior on planet to defeat you. Should you win, you will have earned a place back into the Northwind Highlanders.
That's a good summary, William. There's been some bad blood internally, but we Highlanders like to settle all our differences on the field of battle, and that's what's happening today.
I'm noticing this. There's a paucity of friends for you in the stands today.
Well, William, apparently no one wanted to be seen as going against the rest of Northwind. That's fine. I've been a bit of a loner for my entire career, and I'm happy to show the Highlanders that I'm just as true as any one of them.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before this match gets started?
I'm just happy for the opportunity, William, and thank you as always for speaking with me.
Of course. Okay, so you are led out to the area which has been set up into something like a festival field, where there will be several events, which include the following. You will complete them in your mech, and what will happen is you'll roll against your opponent. If you would like to use TSM in these events, you will get to take a -1 on your piloting skill. You need to get a better margin of success than your opponent in order to win that particular event. So that's the caber toss, the stone putt, the hammer throw, the Highlander dance, and then a match of fisticuffs between the two of you, wherein Excellent. The winner gets 3 victories. So there's a total of 7 points on the board, and you need to win at least 4.
Okay.
Or if you draw, you still need to come out ahead in some way. All right. So yeah, when the major comes out, everybody starts cheering for him. He is wearing the typical tartan of MacLeod's regiment, and he's got like a hand mic out, and he's been hyping up the crowd like, I'm so glad everyone's been here today. We've all come out here to this, that, and the next thing. And then he cuts to the real thing. We're here to induct Hunter McGregor to see if this man is capable of becoming a Northwind Highlander. Now, you and I both know that it's more than just being born, since most of us weren't born on Northwind. But I was there when the clans retook it. Hunter McGregor may have a right to become a Highlander, but it is not as simple as simply being born with our blood. We welcome all of those from across the Intersphere, and even in the clans, the other clans. We uphold the highest ideals of the Star League, at a time where moils are for sale, at a time when honor has no price. We put the highest of prices on both of these things. There are rules to being a Northwind Highlander, obligations one is expected to follow. And I think, because I know the young man, that Hunter McGregor is not the kind of person who can follow those things. The events we are about to put ourselves through will test his mettle, his ability to pirate the mech, his courage, but only you, Highlanders, can test his morals. So should you decide that he is not one of us, he will not be. I ask you to judge him fairly today, despite his outrageous behavior up until this point. We all know that Hunter McGregor is a character and not a person. And it is not Hunter McGregor we will induct into our ranks. But we must judge the man who plays him fairly. but he and Hunter will both be judged as Northwind Highlanders. And he goes and he points across the field at you. And he had best remember that before the day's over. Assuming that he isn't crushed underneath the foot of my Highlander. So he walks over and pats the side of his mech. His Highlander is old. Like, we're talking ancient. Probably like 200 plus, maybe all the way back to the Star League. You can tell that it's got, you know, it's ship of Theseus. This thing has definitely been replaced everything several times. It's got a Gauss rifle and an LRM-20 and a Claymore. And that is the only apparent weaponry that it seems to have. This Claymore is massive. So we're not talking like, if you've ever seen the like mech hatchets, they're literally like little children's toys, like a little bonk hammer someone would use to hit a mech's knee with at a doctor's office. This Claymore, you don't really know how the mech can swing it around one-handedly, but yeah, it looks sick.
Okay.
It is also over-armored.
Awesome.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say to the gathered clans here?
Yes. So Hunter and his band come out, and the band is playing the pipes. And Hunter gets on the microphone. I am Hunter McGregor. I was born on Northwind. Perhaps that doesn't mean anything to my Uncle Euan. I like to think it does. I like to think that heritage has a big part of being a Highlander. Today, I put to rest any doubts about my apparent heritage. I am Hunter McGregor. I am a Highlander. And at this point, Hunter also came out with his own sword across his back, and he's swinging it around and making a bit of a spectacle of himself. And then he gets up and gets ready to get in his mech.
Okay, no one here is impressed.
I kind of figured probably not.
Okay. There are 2 cabers which have been carved. These are, if they were, they're giant trees essentially. Now normally the cabers are tossed by people.
Right.
And they're carved with all of the clan's history in them. The bottom of his, of course, reads Labhrainn, and the bottom of yours reads Jaeger. And there is literally just Jaeger. Is literally the only thing carved in the bottom of yours, and his is all the way down it. And it should be further emphasized that since this is mech-sized cabers, we're talking like bigger than redwoods. Yeah, he gets ready to toss.
I will be using TSM for this.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Why
I'm going to mix Federated Suns and Capellan Confederation dice for the Highlanders today.
Is it initiative first? Is that what we're doing?
No. We're going to alternate turns.
Okay.
We'll initiative when the battle begins.
Okay.
All right, so he needs to hit a 2, and he got a 10, which means he has a margin of 8.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so you need to hit 8 or higher. His mech goes to lift the tree up, and it's like like a over the back throw. You know, like his mech falls to the ground in the process, but the caber goes sailing end over end through the air and lands quite a distance away, considering the weight of the caber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What's your piloting skill?
3.
All right, so with TSM activated, you need a 2. So you have a margin of 2. So you tell me how you throw your caber, but it does not go anywhere near as far.
Yeah. So Hunter is obviously not used to, Highland games in a mech. He does, you know, what would be a more than respectable throw against, you know, a normal person. But yeah, definitely nothing near as insane as what this
as he gets up,
decorated
you know,
pilot
his mech
in a SLDF era mech.
And he points out towards the crowd and he says, "How was that?" And everybody's cheering. They're like, "Yeah, Major Euan!" Your band plays like, you know, they try to drown them out.
But not even coming close.
Yeah, not even coming close. But, you know, you got to respect the effort. Next is the stone putt, which has to be a stone, you know, quite large for a mech to do. And even worse is that because of the way mech's arms work, you know, you can't get two hands on it, so it's really just kind of a one-handed throw.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He has a margin of 4 as he chucks the stone, and it goes sailing less far than the caber and hits the ground, and as it does, it very clearly dents the earth. And all the stands nearby, everybody jumps up like half an inch from the vibration shock.
Okay. Hunter comes up, steps up to the plate, and kind of, you know, faux stretch it. Like, he doesn't even, like, you know, it's a mech. He doesn't need to do this, but, you know, faux stretches the mech while he's building the TSM heat up. And then picks up the, you know, is jumping up and down to build the heat with his jump jets. And here we go. Oh, that rollover. So that's a 5. So that's 3.
Yep, demolished again.
Dice are not with me today.
Next is the traditional Highlander hammer throw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a sack full of regular human-sized hammers. And you swing it around and you let it go in such a way that the hammers fly out of the sack, and the hammer that goes the farthest out of both sides.
Awesome.
There's not a lot of showmanship for him on this. It's just taking the whole mech in a circle, and then, you know, opening the sack while stopping the mech, and the hammers just swoosh out. That's a margin of 2. It's not so good.
So I think Hunter, you know, takes the sack and at first holds it under his mech's arm as if it's a bagpipe that his band is playing as he's jumping up and down to get the heat up for the TSM, and then, you know, does the big circle with it, and let's see how we do. And yes, finally won one.
Yeah, you needed to win at least one of these preemptory events, or you couldn't win at all. Okay, next is the traditional Highlander dance. You're just jigging in your mechs. Yeah, his jig is not so strong. You know, his Highlander, no TSM. He's an excellent pilot, but it's an old mech with a lot of replacement parts. And you can tell because he got a margin of, well, he rolled a 7, which means he has a margin of 5.
All right, this is one of the things that, you know, it's Hunter's signature thing that he always comes out with the mech jigging. So the band is playing, it's coming through the speakers on the mech, and knocks it out of the park.
Okay. All right, so it's totally even by the time you get here. There's no master of ceremonies, but everybody here knows the score, right? They know that whoever wins this knockdown, drag out punch is the winner of the whole event. And so Euan, like, gets out of his mech and, like, you know, stretches for a bit, gets some water, and gestures for you to come join him on the ground.
I do.
Okay. So he says, Fritz, the reason you were rejected when you were a boy is because you were rash, you were dangerous, lazy, and not a lot has changed since then. I see you getting up on the camera, you say racist things about the clans, you say crazy things about conspiracy theories, You realize that if you're one of us, you can't do any of that. You will be bound by the laws of Northwind, the Northwind Agreement, and the Highlanders. You may be a citizen of Northwind, which puts more Northwind in your blood than me, but you will not be a Highlander at the end of this day if you continue the antics that you've been doing so far. We have a culture, we have a heritage, we have laws and order and the clans, and you are welcome to join that. But not like this. Just because you can punch my mech better than I can punch yours with your fancy technology, it's not going to mean anything, Hunter, because the instant you open your fucking mouth, you're going to show everybody who you really are.
Uncle, you were a stick in the mud when I was on planet, and I see that that still hasn't changed. You know that the world around us is changing. You know that what I've done has brought more people watching the Highlanders. You might not approve of my character that I play, but I win. I make people laugh. I make people joyous, and I make people celebrate being a Highlander and being a Northwinder.
You don't understand, and it's clear that you never did and never will at this point. It's not just about winning. The Northwind Highlanders have lost several times, very famously. But what we haven't lost is our traditions and our honor. And when you go out there and you say, oh, fuck my opponent, this and that, and we don't judge you because you lose all of the famous matches that you're in, Hunter. We judge you because every time you open your mouth, you say something that embarrasses everyone around you. What does being a Northwind Highlander even fucking mean to you? Oh, you were born on Northwind, so you think you can be a Highlander. Do you have the virtues of the Star League Defense Force in your heart? That's who we are.
I have that, and that's why I spit upon the clans who think that they are the inheritors of the Star League.
Alright, he just gets up and climbs back into his mech. Actually, it's probably more like he grabs a guide rope and then, you know, like, it carries him up to the mech cockpit. Okay, anything else you want to do?
No, I think Hunter, you know, gets back into his mech.
Okay. Now we roll for initiative. 4.
5.
Okay. Now here's the bigger question. Do you want to just place face to face in the middle of the battlefield? Or did you want to have maneuvering as part of this?
Oh, I hadn't even considered that we weren't starting on an edge because we never don't. But I'm fine with just starting in the front, touching gloves, and doing this.
All right.
I mean, you know,
that's where he's at.
It was basically just going to be, you know, a round of me running directly at him anyway. So, is there any terrain issues with these wasteland squares?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a nice open area, so everybody in the stands can watch the two of you beat the shit out of each other. Were you placing so that you weren't like directly? So he was facing this way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
just wanted to make sure that you know, like you could start on his side if you want to.
No, I'm going to start just front to front.
All right.
No,
my initiative is 4 again. Now, are you starting heated up with
7.
TSM?
I'm starting at 9 heat. Yes.
Okay. He's gonna use. Well, first off, no. I assume that you will obey the rules.
Since I don't have to maneuver to get over here, I'm starting with all my heat sinks off.
Wow. Are you crazy? He doesn't move.
I also don't move.
Okay. He doesn't fire any weapons.
I also do not fire any weapons.
Okay. He is going to activate all 3 of his SPAs.
Oh shit.
So he's using Swordsman, Melee Master, and Melee Specialist.
Oh fuck.
So he gets 2 sword attacks on you, and he gets a -1 to hit you on regular melee attack, and he has a +2, so he has a penalty to hit you with the sword piercing attack, and if it hits, it gets another chance to crit. But it crits at a penalty if there's still armor there. I'll walk you through it because it's a little dicey. So the first one is going to be the piercing attack, and the second is going to be the Melee Master's follow-up, which is not piercing, it's just a regular. Okay, so nobody moves, so he hits with the +2. He gets exactly what he needed. Although technically he has a -1, so he needs a 3 to hit with that attack. That will hit your... It's a sword, so it rolls on the regular table. Right arm for 10 damage.
Right arm for 10. Got it.
And then I roll again for a crit.
It's not internal.
So this is Swordsmaster's piercing attack.
Oh, okay.
So you roll a additional critical to see if it hits.
Okay.
Now it's a -1 on the critical check, so it's only a 10, but it's still 2 critical hits on the right arm.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Come on, heat sinks.
3-5 is TSM.
Which doesn't do anything. Let's roll again.
Let's count that as 1-6 is a heat sink.
Great.
3-4 is hand actuator. So that is going to make a difference. A big one.
Heat sink and hand actuator. Okay.
Alright, and this is just a regular sword attack now. It doesn't get all that piercing crap. It hits center torso for 10.
Center torso 10. Got it.
Yeah, so let me open my big book of things that happen when you get hit at the hand actuator. And I think it's that your punches with your right arm will deal half damage.
That sounds right to me, but that doesn't affect this round. It'll affect next round.
+1 to punching attack with that arm. No physical weapon attack with that arm.
So it's just +1 to the attack.
Yes.
It's no extra.
Right. So you can't, like, if you had a weapon in the hand, you couldn't use it. Okay. And it's +1 to hit with the punching arm.
Okay.
Blade. I guess it doesn't change the damage. I think that might be the upper and lower arm actuators and shoulder that change the damage amount. You just have a little bit harder time to hit.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention is that his mech has a command console because he's a major.
Okay.
Takes up a shit ton of space. It means you can put a second mech warrior in there. It's essentially a second cockpit. In order to totally destroy the cockpit, you have to hit both of them. But, you know, if you hit the first cockpit and you kill the mech warrior inside, there's no one in the second one. It doesn't matter as much. Yeah, it's your turn to go. Although I need to put down a piloting check for you because you took 20.
I did. I am going to.
Yeah. Just occurred to me I haven't switched over to the battle side yet.
Oh.
I mean, we just went through stuff so quickly.
I am going to punch twice.
This is a Donegal Broadcasting Company news alert.
Okay.
And because of TSM, my punches are 18 damage each.
Yeah. Your punches have the power of kicks.
My punches have the power of kicks.
Well, his kicks have the power of punches.
I start at 3 and 1 for heat, so I need a 4. That's just enough. Okay. And it's...
You have to roll another d6 for mech punches.
D6 for mech punches. Okay. Oh, that rollover. 5 on the punch table, which from the front is right arm.
Yep.
For 18.
You just want to kill this guy outright, huh? I mean, in the long arc of things, it's pretty probable you will kill him this way, but...
Second punch hits.
Yeah.
Also right arm.
No critical there, right?
No, it's a 4 on the crit. So even with TRO, that's not a...
Okay. I mean, you hit his Gauss rifle arm pretty goddamn hard. Three initiative. Oh, and you'll both need... Sorry.
Oh, okay, 11 on my PSR.
Yeah, I mean, I'll count that 3 towards my PSR, which is still a pass. Initiative is 5. Great. Scavenging it.
7.
Okay. He doesn't move.
I also don't move.
Okay. He doesn't shoot anything.
I also don't shoot anything.
Okay. He's gonna do same thing as before, a piercing attack followed by a regular sword attack. He hits. It hits center torso. And...
You said 10 damage?
Yes. The extra critical roll is a 7, so that does not penetrate.
Whew.
You know, it's now occurring to me that that's the only... because of the way we roll the dice and it pre-rolls the critical, I don't actually need to roll again. Because you wouldn't normally roll it in the first place. We do that for speed purpose. Don't worry about it. It's just... I don't need to roll an extra one. I just need to roll. Okay, I mean...
Well, you do, because you could be internal already to start with.
Yeah, but I'm only going to do that when I actually am internal. He hits center torso again for 10.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, he's beating the shit out of your mech in the place that you really don't want to get hit in.
Okay. I'm gonna kick.
You're mad. You're insane.
I only miss on double once.
Sure.
Because I start at 3, 1 for heat, and -2 for kicking.
Okay.
So I only miss on double ones.
You know, I do like double ones.
Well, I got double 3s instead.
Okay, roll a d6 for location.
4, which from the front is
Left
right
leg.
leg. I'm sorry, left leg.
Yep. What's the damage?
36 damage.
Okay. That has 2 armor left.
And you need 2 PSRs, please.
You will also need a PSR. Well, that's a failure. I'll use my edge to reroll that. Good enough. Also good enough.
And my PSR, good enough.
Now I'm gonna get punched ahead and die. This guy isn't a gladiator, so he doesn't have legend or anything.
I got 6 for initiative.
Great. 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the two of you just keep standing there. You're not really moving a lot. You know, there's a little bit of shuffling, but you like kick him in the leg and scrape almost all the armor off. He's just continuously bashing you with the sword in the chest.
I don't move.
He doesn't move.
I don't fire any weapons.
No weapons fire.
I kick.
Okay.
I hit.
Okay.
I hit the other leg.
Perfect. Okay. Give myself 2 pilot check modifiers. Oh boy. Okay, piercing followed by regular. That is a hit. It is a critical, and it is in your right torso.
Right torso, 410.
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and...
5-1 is your Gauss rifle goes off.
No, that's the ammo. 5-1's the ammo.
Nope. That's...
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah,
no, yeah, you're right.
rifle.
That is the Gauss rifle.
You take 2 points of pilot damage.
That is not so good for me.
Yeah. You're immediately just like, ah! As your Gauss rifle feedback begins blowing through your mech. We'll check that in a second once we... I'll need 2 rolls from you on that part. And left torso takes 10 as well.
Left torso takes 10. Got it.
Okay, so now I need both of your consciousness rolls for 3 and 5.
First one's good.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Second one's good.
Okay, then we make piloting skill rolls. And your 2 points of damage don't kick in yet, because this is still the same phase.
I got a 10 on the PSR, so I'm good.
My first CSR is a 10. My second is an 8. Sorry, 9, so I'm good. Yeah. Okay. I mean, both of your mechs are at the point where even regular damage could kill either of you. I mean, him through your chest and you through either of his legs. I feel like there's a light breeze that brings the light drizzle as the battlefield is covered quickly, like the sun evaporates. And Euan is just through his cockpit. He's just like, "What are you even doing here, Fritz? Look at you, you're half dead."
I was just gonna offer you the chance to surrender.
I was gonna offer you the chance to walk away alive.
Let's end this then.
You're a disappointment to your grandfather, your grandmother, and your father. And as he says that, he rolls in he just picks some dice out of his pocket and rolls them onto his cockpit floor. It's an 8.
Double ones.
Well, if you're gonna roll double ones, now's the time.
I don't move.
He doesn't move.
I don't fire.
He doesn't fire.
I kick.
Okay. It's a little bit harder this time. But you still make it.
I connect.
Yeah.
I needed a 4. I got an 8. That would be left leg. Takes 36.
Okay. So 15. He's going down at the end of this round. Piercing followed by regular. That is a hit. It's center torso and no critical because it's a -1 on the critical chart.
I do still have armor there.
Yep. Right torso takes 10.
Right torso takes 10.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, he faces directly forward. And what are we, 90s?
Yes.
Oh, I don't need that. I need this thing. Uh, 5-point groups. So first it's center, torso, and then 4 points to right arm. Uh-oh. Okay. It doesn't critical his ghost rifle. That could have been real bad. Fairly unlikely he'll pass this. What is it when he takes a destroyed leg as a +5? So he needs a 2 plus
A destroyed leg was... Oh, sorry. This is
7,
to see if
8.
he gets damage.
Yeah. He needs to hit an 8. Nope. Okay, so he takes pilot damage. He is conscious, barely conscious. Alright, where is prone? There we go. Alright, you need to make a PSR for taking 20. Okay. Alright. He's still up to fight. I mean, he can prop himself up on the Gauss rifle arm and stab you with the sword, but your chances to hit him are now extremely high. And if you kick him, I think you kick as if it's on the punch table, so...
Yeah.
3 initiative, perfect. You could go anywhere around this guy.
10.
Okay.
So before we start...
Uncle Owen, I know there's been bad blood between us, but I don't want to see you dead. You're on the ground. Let's call it here.
He says, "You think I can just give up in front of my men?"
It's not giving up.
This is your
I
problem.
bested you, lad.
Oh, calling me a lad. This is your issue. That when things start going bad, you're ready to turn tail and run. Well, it turns out that when you accept a man's money, you can't just turn tail and run. You have to do the job.
I'm not trying to turn tail. I'm trying not to kill you. We've had our problems, but I do still consider you kin.
You know, I have been working on a new move to convince NPCs of things ever since people started pushing for this. I don't know, though. No, it's just gonna keep fighting you.
Okay.
I haven't figured it out yet, so.
Then in that case, DFA.
DFA?
DFA.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I mean, there's nothing he can do about it. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, wait. So DFA would be it's I didn't even look up. Remind me the how the
Well,
how
normally we wouldn't be able to do matches like this except in weapon set, because you can't declare... Well, you can't declare DFA until the other person's move, but that's fine for you. He can't hit you. Oh, no, wait, he can, because you are treated as being as if you're directly in front of him. Oh, interesting. So he could try to knock you out of the sky first.
I thought that was only in the weapon attack. In the... Can you...
Let's see here. You might be right. It's during
if I'm up in the air...
Yeah.
I don't know that he could get a physical attack on me.
No, he can get a physical attack on you, but he can't knock you out of the air, like how you say. You're correct. It's only during the weapon attack phase that he can try to knock you out. Alright, so I am going to try to beat your ass. Because, I mean, you start in front of me and you end in front of me.
Yep.
Alright.
So...
In order to execute a DFA, you must have enough jumping MP and be able to jump into a hex containing the target.
In Total War?
149 if you have the PDF version.
I have the PDF.
Means attacking you can blah, 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 means you make DFA cannot be the target of a charge or DFA. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, wait a minute.
The unit making a DFA cannot be the target of physical attacks. Okay, all right. Well, you just take your turn then. Go ahead and jump.
So the damage is... That was the one thing I wanted to check. The damage to target is divide the weight by 10 and multiply the result by 3. So it's 27 points. It's 27 points in 5-point groups.
As if you punched.
As if I punched.
And the punches land on the rear.
And do you get... Does it double from TSM?
No.
Oh.
But your attacks hit on the rear instead of the front. So it's like you're kicking me in the back. I have less armor on the rear right now.
Yep.
I mean, I literally can't fight back against this. You can just, if you win initiative, you can just keep DFAing the whole time.
All right, then I guess I'm doing it.
Okay, make your roll.
So...
You can only miss on double ones. Because you get the bonus for him being prone. It's quite high.
Oh, holy shit! I'm gonna spend my edge and reroll the double ones.
That's like a reverse Craig right there.
Okay.
Holy shit, I haven't seen that in a long time.
All right, I hit.
Damn, the curses follow you. You always lose every substantial match that you
I know, right?
And you completely crush every inconsequential one.
Okay. Because he's prone, is it on the full body table?
No, it's still punch, and you punch him in the back.
Okay.
Yep, so your first 5 is to the rear center torso.
Well, no, punch table.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Its own.
Yep.
Okay, so first
you punch him in the back
head.
of the head. Okay. Keep going.
Second is rear right torso. Third is head.
How much damage are you doing?
I'm doing 28 points.
Your mech's weight is
90.
Okay, yeah, all right, I'm there. All right, you hit him in the head again. It's internal.
I hit him in the head. Yeah, so I hit him in the head twice.
Yeah, but the second one is internal.
Okay.
So I need you to roll for a critical.
I didn't. Okay. Let me just.
Okay.
No crit.
All right.
Next one is 5, which is right arm.
okay, it snaps the Gauss rifle off, but without setting it off. You know, like it breaks the arm off.
Okay. Last full 5 is head again.
I mean, that just kills him. He's dead now.
He doesn't have an edge to eject.
He had 1 edge.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you basically stomp on this guy until he dies. Like, everyone on the battlefield is just watching in horrified silence as you know, in the middle of a duel of punching, leap into the air, slam down, and crush this guy's mech. Even your band stops playing.
Wow. Yeah.
The rain's clear for just a second as a single beam of sunlight comes down on his mech, God raying it. Before ephemerally being whisked away as the clouds recover it once again, and the rains begin pouring even stronger now. Those rains covering the tears of the gathered Highlanders who watched their boss, their commanding officer, their friend just get brutally murdered.
I think you know, the hunter is getting a reputation now for being a stone cold killer, but like Hunter actually feels bad, like really bad about this one. Like the Hunter's crying a little bit in his cockpit, and like, you know, you can like over the video feed, you just God damn it, you stubborn bastard, why'd you make me do this? Why'd you make it end this way, Uncle Owen? And he kind of takes a few minutes and gathers himself together, and then I think he you know, he opens up his megaphone to the crowd and says, "Fellow Highlanders, we've lost a great man today. But based on his command, I'm proud to take his place among you as one of you. We're all brethren, and we all mourn today." And with that, he salutes and walks off the battlefield.
As you're walking off, someone says, you know, like, they don't have a megaphone or anything, they're just like using a hand comms to comms your mech, and he says, "Wait, I'm Captain Keith Sutherland McKay."
He stops, and
you can see he's run out of the stands to like stand before everybody, and you know, he's getting soaked in the rain, and there's like a blast of lightning behind him, and the thunder rolls over the field, and he says, "You are one of us, as has been bargained. And you will be expected to act as one of us. A man gave his life for your opportunity, a better man than you. And I should hope that you live up to his legacy."
"Thank you, Captain. I will endeavor to live up to that legacy."
"We'll have your papers for you, Corporal Jaeger."
"Thank you."
You can see he's organizing, you know, everybody in mourning. There are medics that are going to the cockpit, but it's entirely perfunctory. Like, there's no question that it is simply a funerary service. A burial detail. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah. Do you want to have a meeting with William?
No,
afterwards?
I think Hunter's too shook up by events. He's not going to have a interview after this. He's holding it together, but only barely. Like this honestly, this is what the role that Hillbilly did. I got what I wanted, but it cost me something.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to do then?
Post match, I would like to research the curse.
I mean, you can't advance the curse storyline further.
Oh, I thought you said I had to roll.
Yeah. What I said was you can't, push the curse story. Oh no, wait. Are you one of the people that hasn't done it yet?
Yes, I kicked it
Kyle
off, and then you said I had to do a second
my
one.
apologies. You can research the curse. Don't listen to me.
Because remember, this is like out of character knowledge. This is what
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ferryman was supposed to be keeping me from doing.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
You've chosen. So you have chosen death.
I have chosen death.
Make your roll.
7 plus. Is this instinct?
Instinct.
8.
Okay. You get to pick an option.
I will pick.
Now, you know a lot about what's happened so far, right?
Yep.
Like people, is there any particular aspect of the curse that you're aiming at, or just the curse in general?
So I think that. So Hunter knows at this point that it's the guys with the hat, the business card with the hats, and he's got so I think Hunter, what Hunter wants is the knowledge that I as Glimo have from out of character, that it's the Bartoli's. I don't know if that's doable
sure. You
now.
No, you can research the organization Bertoli Mafia.
But that's what.
Sure.
Well, I don't know that Hunter knows that. I don't know that Hunter knows to.
You don't need
to
know the name of a thing ahead of a time.
Okay,
to research it,
but that's
when we
what
do
Hunter's
this, someone's
looking
like,
for.
I would like to research my opponent, right?
Yep.
So you are researching the organization behind this.
Yes.
So ask your question.
So my question, I guess my question is, sorry, I do need the move, the research move.
This is going to be another expensive repair for you.
Fortunately, I'm a mech tech.
You have a custom, and you took internal damage. So that's 3. So it's 2 health. And you need medical rehab. Possibly psychological rehab. What question would you like to ask?
What should I be on the lookout for?
All right. I want you to imagine Hunter McGregor, Private Eye.
Mm-hmm.
Smoky streets of Solaris City, the international zone, following people around in the back of cabs, telling the taxi driver, follow that car. Renting a cheap apartment overlooking a restaurant and taking pictures of everybody coming out of the restaurant. What you should be on the lookout for is the Bertoli Mafia has some connection to the mech warrior named Amos Everett.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say that, there's like a, minor chord jazz playing, minor key jazz playing at the thrilling revelation that Amos has met with these people now since that last meeting.
Okay. So
even better. They met at a a pierogi shop, like a little stall on the corner of a street, with like, you know, paned foggy glass in the front, and the pierogi guys like, what do you want? And then it's just like cheese, you know. What else do you want on a pierogi? It's cheese, man. You always get the cheese. It's too far away to follow the conversation well, but you get dramatic pictures of Amos and a very scary looking Russian guy, and they're being surrounded by dudes in coats who are keeping everybody else away from the pierogi stand. That's what you should be on the lookout for. That somebody inside the stable is getting there before you and making deals with these people.
Interesting.
Because that's all you know in character, is that somebody else is there first making deals.
Right. I'm not sure yet what Hunter's going to do with that information, but okay.
All right, well, you get 1 experience point for participating in this battle.
Excellent.
You would normally gain a point of stress for taking damage during the battle, but you have a hotel, yes?
Yes.
So you're good.
Okay. I am going to spend the week training.
Yourself or your intern? Because we have the new train. I know you don't have an intern, but I'm
announcing
it to the people at home. I'm announcing it to the audience. There's a new move to train an intern, not necessarily your intern. Just in case you wanted to hang out with some of the others.
No, not this week anyway. I'm going to train myself. I know that this is not officially something I can do, but I want to put it out there. This would be an amazing time for Hunter to change his playbook. It
would be, and if only you had the EXP to cover it.
Yeah, I need 4 more experience to be able to do that.
This is the moment, Dunamis. The gladiators are already plotting something, and they don't even know what happened during this episode yet, because we're doing the episode right now.
Oh, I shut Discord so that it wouldn't bother me during it. All right.
Nothing else you want to do? What playbook are you even going to switch to?
Outsider.
Wow.
Yeah, I really from the beginning, like from the playtest.
I just want to be really clear, man, that when you do things that the Northwind Highlanders like code of conduct doesn't approve of, they're gonna drag you off into a military prison for like 3 weeks. Like if you go out there and you're just like, the clans are all terrible, every single one of them, they're not even human. They're just gonna drag you and throw you in a military prison. Like, that's all there is to it. Admittedly, you are also getting a paycheck now for being a Northwind Highlander corporal.
Oh, does that mean that
you wanted to be a Northwind Highlander? You're on their like reserve roles.
Does that mean I don't have to worry about my salary being paid now?
No, you always need to worry about yourself. You think a corporal is going to be able to keep up with a corporal in the Northwind Highlanders?
Just was asking.
Why don't you ask all those army corporals out there who just bought a new Ford F-150 and can't afford to pay for it?
No, as for the playbook, from the playtest, I was always torn between Mech Tech and Outsider. So
you can be both.
I've been eyeing that as my second playbook from the beginning.
Okay.
for the RP aspects of it. I think that you know that the Highlander,
I mean, from here on out, things will change. Now you're a real Highlander, Hunter McGregor.
Really fits that.
People are going to ask, hey, is Hunter McGregor a real Highlander? And they're going to say, that person is a Highlander.
And that's all he's ever asked for.
Oh, boy. Look, man. Sometimes I kill an NPC off because it makes sense in the story, but also because it'll hurt the audience deeply and they're emotionally attached to it. And sometimes you'll kill an NPC off. And it's clear that there will be a deep loss felt by everyone.
Yeah.
You and Seth just killing all the cool NPCs.
You know, I really wanted. I didn't want to kill him. You know, I flat out told him, I don't want to kill you. Honestly, if I kicked him, it was going to be kicking on the punch table, and then that would have been 36 damage to the head. I was like, no, you know, DFA actually, you know, it spreads the damage out. So, you know, I'll probably I've got a much better chance of disabling the mech without killing him. I just didn't think I was going to roll 3 6s.
It's like punching him, but you get multiple opportunities. Gave you way more punching. No, Hunter. We didn't even roll for the damage to your leg and whether you fell over or not at the end. It just didn't seem worth it.
I mean, we can go back and do that.
No. You already had enough head hits and
yeah, and
internal damage.
My legs were untouched, so I couldn't have done enough damage to break my legs. I could have failed the don't fall over roll, I suppose.
No, but there will be somebody in the comments section that'll pointed it out until we got to this point, and they would have been right in a normal fight. This is what I like to call an RP heavy episode.
Yes. I really enjoyed the Highland games with the in Mech. When you told me we were going to do the camp, I thought you were going to just have me make a bunch of, you know, that we were going to like compete as people before we.
No, that's crazy.
Before we got in the Mech.
Just so you know, doing all those Highlander games is a normal thing at the clan councils. As actual people, not in mechs.
Yeah.
They describe it in that Lauren Jaffray book. You know, the one where it's secretly revealed that the Highlanders name their dropships after Confederate generals. Oh, well, what more can I say, Glimo? It's Confederate Memorial Day today.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
South Carolina shut down all of its state facilities. Confederate Memorial Day. Come on, don't you know that May the 10th is Confederate Memorial Day? Doesn't everybody?
I don't, because, you know, 2 years ago New Orleans pulled all theirs out, and that was the
oh my god,
end of the freaking world.
All right, you got anything else you want to do?
No, that's it.
Don't want to threaten Amos Everett or anything?
I am not going to threaten Amos Everett at this time. I think I am gonna...
Don't want to beat him to the punch. Maybe go negotiate with those Bertolli Mafia guys yourself and be like, hey, whatever he's offering you, I've got a better offer for you. Maybe you want to rough them up a bit? Put your mech through their headquarters? Come on, man. There's so many options available.
I think Hunter is going to need to take a minute to figure out how to play this, and Glimo is definitely going to need to take a minute and figure out how he wants to play this. I wish we had a gladiator hall coming up, because that would be perfect.
We just had one.
I know, but you know, yeah, we'll have to take this to gladiator chat and figure out what's next. Also have to figure out how to convince Seth to do the
He's just gonna triple exit. He's gonna put his arms behind his head and he's gonna go, no. You're gonna be like, please, he'll be like, no. No. But I need you to. No. All right, then that's it. Guys, have a good afternoon. We'll
Thanks,
see you
everybody.
for the next round of matches, I suppose. Is that tomorrow? I don't know. There's matches all week.